Business news from the Capital Region. This is Washington Business Report with ABC7 national correspondent Rebecca Cooper.
Welcome to your fresh look at business and finance in the Washington region. Coming up on today's show, our one-on-one with the Donald. Turns out he is coming to Washington, D.C. in 2016 after all. Just not to the White House. Plus, a local app is crowdsourcing safety information and keeping us all safe. And in our roundtable, we debate whether corporate tax inversions are unpatriotic and businesses attempt to get new immigration laws passed. But first, Donald Trump and his family came to D.C. this week to break ground on the family's next big project, a Trump hotel taking over the historic old post office building on Pennsylvania Avenue. We were the only local news team he sat down with, so in our one-on-one I asked him not only about his vision for high-end luxury in the nation's capital, but also which Washington politicians he thinks might make a good CEO. Donald Trump, welcome to Washington Business Report. We're here at the old post office, but it's going to take a lot of work. This building is in disrepair. What's your vision?
Well, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of money, and it's a lot of imagination. And we've worked very hard with the GSA, who, by the way, are terrific people, talented people, and everybody. Eleanor Holmes Norton, John Micah, so many different people came together, and Republicans and Democrats, they all came together and they got this done. It was an amazing feat because they've wanted to get it done for many, many years, but they all got together, different parties, different persuasions of every type, and everybody got together and got it done. So we're very honored by that. And it really is an achievement, and ultimately, as you saw and as you will see, we're going to build one of the great hotels of the world and employ a lot of people.
So it went from a building that everyone said just tear it down to then it became the hottest bid for GSA. All the big names wanted it, and they weren't happy when Trump won the bid, and they challenged it, and GSA said you all did it better, and they even credited your daughter Ivanka with really leading the team well. What did she bring to this equation?
Well, Ivanka did a great job, and she's a very talented person. I'm doing Doral, and she's in charge of that, and I have many other jobs going up, even Turnberry in Scotland, which was a recent acquisition, and she's very talented and has done a very good job. Ultimately, we got it for two reasons. We had probably the strongest, or certainly one of the strongest financial statements, because it was very important to GSA to make sure it gets done. And we have great statements and great cash flows and great cash. And that was one thing. And I think the second thing, and maybe of even greater importance, we had the best vision for it. Doing a fantastic hotel, maybe one of the great hotels of the world. Plus, my record is, as you know, I have already a number of the top-rated hotels anywhere in the world, including the #1 rated hotel in North America, which includes Canada.
But you know what the skeptics say? They say you're not going to make money on this property at the rates you're going to need to charge to make this a luxury hotel. Is this a passion of the heart because it's a Washington, D.C. landmark, or are you going to make money?
I don't know. Who knows? I mean,
you're okay if you don't?
It's nice to be rich. Yeah. If I don't, I don't. I mean, what we'll do is a great job. If I make money, that's good. If I don't make money, it's not going to affect me. So that's very nice. It's nice to be able to play the game that way. But we are going to do something that's spectacular. And, my history has been I do the right thing, I do spectacular jobs, and they turn out to be successful.
Have you walked around the building? It's in lousy condition inside. You got your work cut out for you.
But it's going to be spectacular. I mean, of course, it's, it hasn't been maintained for many, many years, but it's got things and it's got details that the likes of which no building has in the country. And it's also got a location the likes of which no building has. I mean, you're right in the middle of Pennsylvania Avenue between Congress and the White House. Nobody has a location like that. And some of the real estate guys were here today, friends of mine from Washington, they say you got the best location in D.C. So it's got a lot of things going, and we're going to spend a lot of money on it, and it's going to be probably a good deal, but if it's not, that's okay too.
So you've got lots of luxury hotels. Which one's your favorite?
Well, I have a lot of them. I would say Trump International in New York, Trump
Why?
Soho in New York. Well, it was early. A great success at #1 Central Park West. It's been a tremendous success. Toronto, we have a great hotel, a beautiful hotel shaped like a sail, a massive building, largest building in Latin America, actually, in Panama, right by the Panama Canal. We're building buildings in China. We're building buildings in India. I'm going to India next week. We have many, many buildings going up. And we have a great record of success. And, that's why they chose us. They had 100 bids. They broke it down to 10, and they were stars, all 10. And they chose us because we had a concept that was better, and I think we have a track record that was probably better than the others.
So which hotel do you, if you were going somewhere for business, which one would you most want to stay in?
Well, I think ultimately it might be this one, because we're going to have the largest luxury ballroom in D.C. We're going to have the best suites in D.C. by far. We're going to have the biggest and most luxurious suites. We're going absolutely top of the line. So I think ultimately it's going to be this one. I'm trying to make this the finest hotel anywhere in the world. We have the bones to do it, meaning the building itself. We have what it takes to do it, and we have the location to do it. So I think ultimately this one is the one that we're going to be most excited about.
You know, Ivanka joked a couple of times through the process that it would have been okay if you had toned it down a little bit in terms of your comments about the president while you were in the middle of bidding for a GSA property. Did she ever say to you, seriously, Dad, tone it down, stop criticizing the president, this is business?
No, she didn't. And, you know, we won this, and it was very refreshing to see. We won this. It was very non-political. We won it based on our great balance sheet and the fact that we're going to get it done, because that was very important to them. We choose somebody, we want to make sure, because they've had problems where they choose somebody and they can't get financing or they can't get it done. And I think maybe more importantly for the vision, because we have a vision for this building that was second to none.
So looking at the Washington landscape, though, you've been quite outspoken about your criticism of President Obama. So I was thinking, if there were any politicians out there that you think right now are doing such a good job that you would hire them as a CEO, is there any politician that you think that person could run a business?
Well, look, I know many politicians. Some are very competent and some are very incompetent. I mean, I know some that are, I say, how did they ever get elected? Who would elect these people? And then I've seen some that are amazingly competent. And
so give me a couple examples.
No, I don't want to do that now. It wouldn't be appropriate. But I have great respect for a lot of politicians. Their life is not easy. They're being criticized from every different angle, and they survive. And some of them survive and do a great job for the country. So I have great respect for politicians. If there's a smart politician, somebody does something good for the country and not just for themselves, I have great respect for that. There aren't that many, but you have some brilliant and really talented politicians.
You know, because of The Apprentice, you're such a household name that even my kids know who you are. And my 11-year-old said yesterday, why is he so rich? And I said, it's because he's willing to take risks. What would you have said to him?
Well, there's truth to that, but also because I love what I do and I'm good at it. I mean, I really am good at this kind of thing. I'm good at The Apprentice, but I'm even better at building. What I do is build, and I build better than anybody else. And even the great builders of New York will say I'm the best. And I know how to do it. I mean, this will go up so fast and so beautifully. As you say, right now it hasn't been maintained, et cetera, et cetera. This building will go up so fast. It'll be so beautiful. And I'll be bringing out some of the great highlights. You know, you look at just a wall. We're sitting in a room. Look at the walls here. I mean, I'll be bringing out some of the highlights that people haven't even noticed for the last 100 years. So it'll be spectacular, but that's what I like doing the best, and that's probably what I do the best.
Ivanka says on the weekend, you'll say, hey, you want to go look at granite countertops for our new building?
People don't think about that with Donald Trump. Let's look at granite. But that's
at 7 o'clock on a Sunday morning, you'll say, let's get up, let's go look at granite.
And she does it too. She does it.
Our thanks to Donald Trump, maybe not the most modest man in business, but certainly a master of real estate. He had a lot more to say about doing business in D.C., whether he has any business weaknesses, and how he managed to raise children with a very strong work ethic despite their wealth. We will be running the second half of our one-on-one with Donald Trump in the coming weeks, so stay tuned. And when we return, our small business spotlight focuses on a company in Roslyn that doesn't need a sales department. Its product uses technology to keep students on college campuses safe and a whole lot more. Stay tuned for more after the break.